This is where I've been watching my videos recently. They're a lot easier on old eyes if they're on a great big old TV screen back away from you. Makes it harder to comment. Usually I got to log in with my PC to make a comment. So I've cut down a lot on comments, but sure is a lot nicer for the eyes. Welcome to Amateur Redneck Workshop. I'm Harold, and what I'm going to do today is a review, and it's not a review of anything that I was necessarily given. At least it didn't start out that way. But what the whole deal is I was contacted by this Chinese person named of Alice, and asked if I could review some scopes. And I looked at the scopes that were on the list there, and I pretty much reviewed the same thing, under other brand names already. But I looked around for something, and there was a bipod. I didn't really necessarily need a bipod because I've got some here already, but it looked interesting, so I thought I'd do it. And so I said, well, send me your bipod, and I'll do a review on that. So I got this bipod, and the day after the lunatic showed up in Las Vegas, and I thought, well, it would be kind of unseemly to do that review now. So Alice had told me, well, I'm going on a week's vacation, so I sent an email saying that I didn't really think I should do the review right now, but that I would be glad to go ahead and pay their expenses of for their scope and their shipping and whatever. So I did that. I paid Alice for the bipod. Did I say scope a minute ago? Probably. There's no telling what I'm likely to say. But anyway, I paid for it, and then I kicked back and waited for a while, and I thought, well, I looked it over, and I discovered that I really like it. I think it's a pretty good quality product, and the fact that I paid for it with my own money, you should feel like that I'm free to say everything exactly right about it, and the truth, which I would have done anyway. But nevertheless, here it is. I'm going to take it out of this little box here. It comes in plain brown wrapper with an Allen wrench. And I'm not sure if the Allen wrench is terribly necessary, but anyway, it's a nice gold colored or lightly gold colored bipod. And when I said I've already got bipods, so I didn't necessarily need one, I can point out that I have other bipods that I got previously. There are different types of bipods, and so as part of this review we'll show what else is available, and then we'll show what I've got, that really I've got three different kinds, so to speak, or three different designs. If you take this guy here, he's got a loop right here that you can put a sling on, if you want to carry it over your shoulder. And it's a heavy rifle. It's a Savage Mark II bolt action 22 rifle. And it's got no bullets in it, and it's got a little 5-round magazine that doesn't have any bullets in it. It's a very accurate little rifle, and this is the first rifle I bought for shooting bench rest, and I needed some way to make it steady, on the front while I would put it on the back on a sandbag. So I got this bipod here. It's got two little hooks that clamp on either side of that loop. You set her up there, put them on either side of the loop. And, well, I didn't make it there. Let me hold it down here a second. It's hard to look at the camera and fiddle with something else, and I'm going to have to put on my glasses so I can see up close. But let me clip this thing onto here. I don't know if it's really relevant that I do that or not, but I will. There we go. I'll start tightening it up. Anyway, it hangs from that little loop there. And I'll turn off the camera and get it all lined up. It's not hard to attach, but it's not necessarily all that easy either. But I'll be back. Alright, so anyway, it attaches by latching on from both sides with little pinchers onto that hole. And you tighten it down, and it's got springs, you know, fold the ends up. And it's got these little legs that you can set the distance on. There's a little plunger goes in there and gets stuck in these detents here. And that's how you adjust the height of it, about a 6 to 9 inch. And it's made with Caldwell. Not that that really matters. But anyway, Caldwell, I'm not sure. Let me set it down. Okay, so I got a scary black rifle somewhere around here that I purchased. It's a 22. I wonder where the heck I put it. You guys bear with me. Oh, there it is. Anyway, I got this scary black rifle here, which is also not loaded. I tend to keep them unloaded in here while I'm playing around with things. But since I got it, that bipod doesn't work with this one. But I went down to, I guess, Academy, and I got this bipod. It's a Caldwell as well. And to move the legs on it, you I forget now. You have to turn these little screws here, and pull the leg out and then tighten it back down. That's how you change the height. And it's got a slot there to fit onto a rail. So you take it, and I'm going to turn it around probably backwards, but this way you can see what I'm doing. You put it on your rail. That on there good. And then you tighten this screw down, and there you are, bipod on a rail. So what's the difference? Well, we got the new one here. This bipod has a lever right here on the side. Pull it up, opens up, push it down, closes on your rail. And when you've got it in the opened up position, there's a little button here, lever here, you have to push down to make it unlatch. When you're down like that, it latches. Push the little lever. Alright, so anyway, when you get it up into this position, this is where you can adjust it if you need to. But it came adjusted just right when I got it. So we'll put him on the rail, stick him up here onto the rail, and you clamp him down and he's on there. Okay? Now then we've got the legs here that are adjustable, of course, and to move them you have to push the button and move it around like that. They've got these little cutaway spots here. You push the button in and it moves it down to another one. Okay? And you don't have to worry about springs or anything. That's pretty convenient. Now, on one of the reviews, I guess on Amazon, some guy said, well, this screw gets loose. Well, it hadn't got loose on me yet, but if it does, another guy suggested, well, just unscrew it, put an O-ring on it, you know, a plastic O-ring, screw it down, and it won't get loose again. Now then, how you adjust the height is just like a coupler for your air hose. You pull this little ring back and you pull it down. There's a row of ball bearings around on the inside of this guy, and they go in this detent. And it's probably the easiest adjusting out of all of these bipods, and the one that gives me the most confidence that it's not going to move. So it'll set up, it'll swivel for you, you know, what you need for target practice. You don't need much swiveling, but it'll swivel for you. This guy here, I've got really tight, so I'm not going to loosen him up, but that's the story there. Now this is probably on here backwards, of course, because I put it on so you can see the attachment. But I thought, well, this was actually a pretty good quality product, and it was a shame that I didn't get an opportunity to review it, so I decided I would do it anyway. And I like it. It's I got it off Amazon. It was from TWOD, is the name of the seller on Amazon that's selling it. And I'll try and put a link down in the doobly-doo down there. So, as I said, I like the bipod, and I'm sure that it'll be the one I use most all the time, just because I like it. So, I'll set it up over here, and then we'll take a look at both of them. Okay, so there we are. Bipod's setting up there, and they're both holding the rifles, so they both do the job. It's just, that's a nice bipod. I'd recommend it to a friend, so there you go. Well, that's it for the review. There's no joke today. This was just, I just kind of felt sorry for Alice, you know, going to all the trouble. And then, you know, true, I didn't owe Alice anything because I paid for the bipod. But I'm sure there was a lot of disappointment in not getting the review. So here's the review. There you go, Alice. You guys can see it on Amazon under TWOD. And let's finish her up and upload the review, and that'll be that. Y'all keep on keeping on. Well, I've got this to add to the video. There's that chair that we use sometimes as a dumbwaiter. We put stuff on it and bring it upstairs so that I don't have to stumble up here with something heavy. Well, I didn't want to stumble around with two rifles and on the stairs, and I didn't want to make two trips, so I put them both on the chair. And the Savage fell off, and it never missed a step all the way to the bottom. And I don't know, they skinned the barrel all up, and the scope's a little lopsided, and so there you go. Bad things happen. Well, that's all, folks. Y'all try to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Leave a comment if you got something to say. And above all, remember, keep on keeping on. Bye now.